let's move on to main topic number 2. And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Iman. And Iman writes, "Hi, John and Rob. Disney announced officially the dates for The Mandalorian second season. They chose to go with the weekly release, which in my opinion is good and better than dropping the whole season. But I wish they would do what Amazon is doing with releasing the first 3 episodes, then continue weekly. What do you think?" Yeah, they have just come out. It's no big surprise. We kind of expected this. They have officially made it known that Mandalorian, which is launching on, I believe it's October 30th, is the launch date for Mandalorian Season 2. They are going to be launching specifically with 1 episode per week, and it will run and follow that schedule till about the end of December, just in time for Soul to come out, which is a nice little 1-2 punch that they've kind of set up for themselves there. Look, I've said for a while that while I love binging, right? Ann and I just started watching Schitt's Creek. Amazing. I can't believe it's taken me this long, especially considering it's a Canadian show. I can't believe it's taken me this long to get on board with that show. It's amazing. And so we've been binging through it like crazy. I'm big into binging. But if you're a network, the absolute smarter thing to do is 100%, no debate, 100% the smarter thing to do is to release week to week. It keeps the momentum going. It keeps people talking about your show for a much longer period of time. It builds excitement as people talk about the new episode every single freaking week. It increases the spread and the ability for people to hear about it now, and hearing other people talking about getting excited gets them on board. It's just been proven with studies over and over and over again. They get far more bang for their buck by releasing it that way. And personally, Rob, you and I talked about this before. I, as a fan, loved the fact, Rob, that every week you and I would have a new episode of Mandalorian that we could then talk about and buzz about and discuss and speculate about what's going to happen next week and where's this going to go. And then next week we get to do it all again. There's something fantastic about that. But then there's that middle ground that Iman is talking about, that some networks were like, we'll drop the first 3 episodes. Like I remember Hulu used to do that with Runaways. They drop like the first 3 episodes when they debut it and then go once a week. I think if Mandalorian, Rob, was more than 8 episodes, like if it was 11 episodes, 12 episodes, I could see doing that. But with an 8 episode model, I think it's 8 episodes they're doing. With something like an 8 episode model, well, that means you've only got 5 weeks left. Like after you watch that first one, you got 5 episodes left. So I would say with something that's as short as Mandalorian, I think it's probably smart to just drop it properly 1 episode when you launch. If it was 12 episodes, go with 3, but that's how I kind of see it. Rob, what do you think the proper approach would be for them on something like Mandalorian Season 2?
Well, to me, it's all about the kind of storytelling. Like, for instance, The Mandalorian are pretty much self-contained episodes. And, you know, you could really watch. I mean, there is an ongoing progression, but it's not like it's serialized the way, say, The Boys is serialized. So to me, getting 1 episode a week of The Mandalorian, it's a real treat. You know, I love it. And if somebody gave me 3 episodes, I'd be like, why aren't you giving me all the episodes? I think you should do either or. Like, I like the fact that The Boys started out with 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But then it was over and done with. To be honest, if I'm getting episodes once a week, I want that once a week fix to last longer than just the 5 weeks that we got after The Boys dropped their first 3 episodes. And with The Mandalorian, you know, now more than ever, John, having things to look forward to for an extended period of time makes me happy. Because, you know, now it's like a bridge. And I mean, normally I would be happy about this, but I should mention that Star Trek Discovery Season 3 debuts this week too. And I like the fact that, well, for me, it's because the pain is lessened when I have to watch every episode weekly. But I prefer the weekly model, especially when it comes to a show that's not as interconnected and serialized. I just think it's better. It's more fun. I anticipate it more, and it's more fun to watch when we finally I get to have Mandalorian morning, or like on a Friday morning,
Yeah.
I make my coffee before I come in on your show, and we sit in bed at like, I don't know, 7:30, 7 o'clock, and watch The Mandalorian. I love it. Like ritualistically, I like looking forward to that, and then making the coffee and sitting down and doing this thing every Friday. I think it's great. And then when that Friday. When there's no more Mandalorian morning, then it's like, oh, man.
And I'm glad you brought up The Boys, because that was the exact experience, right? Like when Ann and I watched the final episode, we had Corey over and we watched the final episode. It's like, it's over already?
Yeah.
Because that was the thing, right? When they dropped the first 3 episodes, I loved it for that moment that I got to watch 3 episodes.
Right.
But I think I would have traded personally. This will be a your mileage may vary kind of situation where everybody will have a different preference. But if I could have gotten like 3 more weeks of being able to look forward to another episode of The Boys, it felt like it ended just as it was starting. You know what I mean?
Know.
And so I'm with you. I think you got to go. I think you go one of 2 ways. Unless again you're like 12 episodes. Then you can drop with 2 or 3 and then go on weekly. But other than that, I think you're right. I think you either go with drop the season at once, which for me would make me very happy, but it's not the smart thing to do, or you just go week to week. And so, I think The Boys, as much as I loved it, yeah, you're right. The drawback of the fact that you blinked and it was done. The season's over now. And now we got to wait, a year and a half probably till the next season of The Boys?
Yeah, because of production. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
want more of that show.
Yeah, me too. And it's going to be different from person to person. Anyway, the question here is, guys, what do you think about that? What do you think would have been the proper release strategy for something like Mandalorian? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.